Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Toledo Speedway here in Toledo, Ohio. We are here for the 7th race of the season of the Rowdy Energy Pro Series, and it's going to be a fun one here tonight on the short track. It's the Menard's 250 laps here around this half mile with these 24 drivers, and join alongside an owner in this series, Travis Crampton, joining me here tonight. Travis, got a couple guys in this race here tonight, more specifically Pri and McShane, Tyree Cartman. They're starting about midway through the field here in this one, especially Tyree Cartman. They're starting in the 6th position on the outside lane, but McShane a little bit further back. With this being a short track and a short race, what do these guys need to do to work their way from the back to the front to get to victory lane here today in the Menard's 200?
Well, it's all about efficiency at short tracks, obviously. You don't want to get put up on that high side in short tracks, or else you usually get freight trained. Not minimizing mistakes, whether that's pit road at the halfway caution or just missing the corner and going wide. Short tracks is all about efficiency, precision, and consistency over the course of a run.
It's going to be interesting to see who is the most consistent driver here tonight. We're 7 races into the season, and here's how they line up in the championship standings. Our last winner was Vinny Scholes, got the win in Michigan last week. She's got a 6-point lead there on Richard Tingart. Matt Tuck is 12 points behind. Skylar Taylor, 15 points behind. And the Cup Series champion of Drew Webb is 20 points behind coming into tonight's event. On the pole position, though, it's the Kansas winner of Cole Raymond driving there for Racing Motorsports. Alongside him, the 28 machine of Vinny Scholes there for Millennium Motorsports. The last, well, we had Bristol, but last time we were at a standalone short track, which was Winchester. This team went to victory lane with Benny Moore. Number 7 there is Skylar Taylor this week to the inside of the 88 of Angel Gutierrez. I think Angel might be one of the few drivers this season who has driven the same car in every race this year. We got Drew Webb there, starting 5th to the inside of Tyree Cartman in the 72. Number 4 is Tanner Parton this week alongside the 97, driven by Hergel Arvin Alonso this week. Richard Hingart in the 98 to the inside of Luna Lona in the 33. 71, that is driven by Jim Vincelef in the 43 of Lucia Torres. At the 27 of Chad Gronkowski, 55 of Benny Moore. 87 machine, that is Stuart Gratton to the inside of the 12 of Cole DeHill. 64 machine is Stephen Colon to the inside of the 9, driven by Matt Tuck this week. Got the 73 there of Dale Johnson the 2nd, 61 of Pri and McShane. 52 is Cameron Lassard, 17 is Josh Harmon, and we got the 20 of Sammy Cars and Echo Evans Ross rounding out the field in the number 16. All right, Travis, you've seen the field. Who do you got here in tonight's Menard's 200 at Toledo?
Well, I'm going to stick with the people up front. I think the number 88 of Angel Gutierrez is going to go to victory lane and get the job done here at Toledo.
His first ever win in a stock car, if he were to get it done. Of course, won the Indy 250 earlier this year. Definitely the biggest win he'll ever have in his career, more than likely. Not to knock this race. I mean, you gotta love the Menard's 200, right? You want to win this thing. Hey, we got a mid-race break halfway for pit stops. It'll be lap 25 when that comes out. Otherwise, it's a race from here on out. 50 laps here tonight at the Toledo Speedway. It's Short Track Tuesday night. It's Pro Series night in America. We're underway at Toledo. Whoa, and the 41 a little wide there. Bumping the 28 off the groove. Cole Raymond a little aggressive there. But he'll get the lead as the 28 machine there of Vinny Scholes files in the 2nd. Our points leader there looking to get something to go her way here tonight at Toledo to extend that points lead. He's got 6 points on Kingart and currently is ahead of that 98 here on the racetrack. 7 machine Skylar Taylor up to 3rd. You got Drew Webb and Gutierrez battling there for 4th.
And that was very close on the first lap right there. Top 4 all single file. 88 going to slot in 5th. And these guys trying to run away from the rest of the field. That is very angry. But so far it's all the 41 leading the way. But Drew Webb, everyone's sliding up the hill. Cold tires might be a possibility here in this night race.
And of course, these guys are going to have to be careful earlier on in this race. Well, they're all bunched up as well. So far, they've kept it clean. You know, this track ain't nothing like Winchester, where they're slipping out of the groove and there's no grip on the outside lane. There is some grip up there up top, and These guys are trying to find that grip as you get the 97 Alonso slipping back. Got some movement right here. Kmart getting shuffled out of line as the 71 of Jim Vincent left makes a move. Bold move right there out of the 71 there for Titan Fury Racing. And then you have the 4 machine here, Tanner Parton, just ahead of these guys, but they're single filed out to the top 5 right there. Top 6, top 8 now, essentially, as Cole Raymond looks to do what he did at Kansas, lead nearly every single lap and go to victory lane. However, Vinny Scholes has had an excellent season, finally got that win. I say finally, only her 6th ever start of the season and 6th ever start on the channel, and she got the win there in Michigan, but she came close so many other times going into that race, and she comes into this race the championship favorite here, and she's going to try to get it here on Cole Raymond, I think, before we get to that mid-race break.
Yeah, all over the rear bumper of that 41 machine, and just trying everything in her power to get by. And meanwhile, we got a battle. Angel Gutierrez moves to the inside to try to get into Drew Webb, shoves it in there, gets it, and moves Webb up the hill a little bit, almost into the outside wall. Gutierrez with an aggressive move right there.
And this 88, I know Angel wants to get a race victory. 7th in points coming into this race, 36 behind. He's got an opportunity at this title, no doubt about it. Going to try to make the same move there on the 7. Skylar Taylor just ahead of him. Hey, this 88's looking pretty fast right now. If he can get around the 7 pretty quickly. Made the move on Drew Webb right there. He's going to do the same here on the 7. Our first double-wide battle. Ooh, as Kinghart's got some damage. It looks like he hit the outside wall at some point. Lucia Torres there side by side with him. Luna Lona. And Grattan making a move on Tyree Cartman right there. Got some moves going on all throughout this racetrack right now here tonight. And a solid race, and even for the race lead, you know, we got a chance right here. Vinny Scholes closing right up to the back bumper of the 41. Gonna try to move Cole Raymond out of the way going into the corner. Couldn't quite do it, but she's still all over the back bumper of this 41 machine on lap 12.
Raymond taking a little bit of a defensive line, was a little bit off the wall, running a lower line, but the 20 moves up the hill, maybe allows the 7 to get to the inside, but moves down. I feel like these drivers are just playing a little bit cool right now, kind of waiting for that halfway break and then after the halfway break really turn up a notch.
Let's see if that ends up being the case. I think, you know, nature of a short track, it is difficult to make a pass. And Cole Raymond holding that inside lane, making it difficult for Vinny Scholes to really get a run on the inside. She's going to try to get someone on the outside lane here. Kind of peeking a little higher than the 41, maybe get some grip up top. Meanwhile, Vincent left making a move on Tanner Parton right there. That 71 looking pretty fast. Of course, the Titan Fury cars are always really fast, no matter what series we're in. I mean, just look at the Cup Series this year. Haven't had as much success so far here in the Pro Series, especially with Drew Webb. I mean, I say that. He's 5th in points. Been a good season for Drew. Meanwhile, Vinny Scholes is all over this 41. I feel like if this 28 can get around Cole Raymond, we'll see that 28 pull away. I'm peeking down to the inside. I think she might have a shot right here. Gutierrez, meanwhile, going to make a move on Taylor. The 28 is peaking lower than the 41. Gutierrez now up to 3rd, and Vinny might have a shot here down the backstretch.
This is a fantastic battle between the top 5 right now. So many different lines are being used, and really all of them are working for different drivers. It's all about when you can get that run and time it and move to the inside and try to dive bomb your way up and maybe shove them up out of the groove.
We'll have to see if Vinny can do that on Cole Raymond. I'm looking at it right here. There we go. She's got a nose to the inside for the race lead here on lap 19. And that 20 is going to try to get that inside lane to work to her advantage, but Cole Raymond holding tough on that outside lane. Right here, though, Vinny's going to have the advantage on the inside, and Raymond's washing it up the racetrack. Still going to hold on to the race lead, barely that time around, but Vinny's going to take it here as they head down the backstretch. And Gutierrez might take 2nd away here from the 41. Not going to happen, but Vinny Scholes is going to go back-to-back here in the Pro Series. She's got a good opportunity as Gutierrez moves to the inside for 2nd on Cole Raymond. For 5 to go until the mid-race break here at Toledo. And Vinny Scholes would love to be the race leader once we get to that cycle of pit stops.
Yes, she would. Finally got the job done on the 41 car, but when we get to that pit break on lap 25, it's all about if the pit crew can hold her the lead. Now Angel Gutierrez moves up into that 2nd spot and throw the top 6, top 7 maybe in a blanket. Top 6. These guys are all fighting really hard, but Vinny Scholes trying to drive away.
she's doing just that. This Millennium Motorsports team, their first race was Winchester, and they got the race victory there, and they have had a lot of short track speed. Chase Harris, the owner of this team, excited to see this team maybe makes a move to Cup. Hey, this Thursday, we got owner signups for the Wawa Cup Series. We got 3 open teams as Drew Webb now makes a move. We got 1.5 laps to go until the mid-race break. Drew Webb here, trying to take third away from Cole Raymond. That 41 is not up to speed. Here comes Vincent Leff on Taylor. Taylor also falling back in this one. With a good run there in that first half for Vinnie Scholes. Now, the pit crew needs to do their job here and keep her out front in that 28 machine. Gonna call it right here. And Vinnie Scholes will win the race back to the line. Of course, all 24 drivers still on the racetrack. Tough break for Benny Moore, who won at Winchester, and Matt Tuck in the 9 as they are in the back of the field. So what are your takes on this one so far, Travis? You're halfway through this race. Do you think Vinny's going to get 2 in a row, or not that 88 of Gutierrez?
Well, obviously, the 41, I thought maybe was going to be the strong candidate, but the car fell off late in that run, and Vinny was strong throughout that entire run, and so was the 88. 88 was making some moves with Angel Gutierrez, so I think it's going to be a good battle between those two, and I feel like the intensity, once we go back green, is going to be maybe kicked up just a little bit, especially when we get into later stages of this race.
Of course, the thing about this, Vinnie Scholes does not have the first pit stall, so she's going to have to be careful with Cole Raymond right ahead of her. She exits the pit lane. I think the same can be said for Gutierrez there in the 88. How about this? The 2 drivers who started on the outside lane for this race are 1-2, not anymore. Gutierrez, a little bit slow off the jack for the 88 machine. That was not a good stop for those guys at the ThorSport Avalon team, and guess who? You know, Drew Webb, obviously we saw the Cup Series this year and just how dominant he was there for Titan Fury Racing. Have not seen that dominance quite yet out of Drew Webb here in the Pro Series. Of course, the lack of driver ratings may be contributing to that. But I don't know, watch out for our Cup Series champion, you know. This is kind of like if Joey Logano was racing in the ARCA Series almost, you know. I mean, you got Drew Webb here, and then you got Vinnie Scholes only in her 7th ever start. You know, Drew Webb has the same amount of wins as Vinnie Scholes has starts coming into this race. We'll have to see if that ends up staying the same, because if Drew Webb wins this race, it'll be 7-7. All right, Travis, so what happened with that 88 of Gutierrez, and do you think the right sides only will be a good choice for these guys? Not too much tire fall off tonight, but do you think we may see that come into play near the end of this one?
Yeah, I feel like with the right sides, might see some guys struggle, some cars more than others, because obviously in the beginning stages and sometimes even middle stages, we saw the drivers wash up. I feel like you're going to see a little bit more of that, and some, if not, maybe even a little bit worse as the run goes on with only 2 tires.
We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. Of course, Vinny's had a great car all day. Gutierrez, I thought, would have a strong run, but poor pit stop there. The 88 team's going to put him back a little bit. Dale Johnson, the second, is 6th right now. Lucia Torres, Skylar Taylor fell back quite a bit there in the 8, or in the 7 machine. She is 8th now. Got the 4 machine there of Tanner Parton, and then Stuart Grattan rounds out the top 10. Everyone's still on the lead lap. 98 of Richard Kingart, though. The way it's looking right now, he's going to lose quite a bit of ground to Vinnie Scholes in this championship battle. Now down in 18th, of course, had the damage from whatever that ended up being, if I feel like editing that in, but right now I'm not feeling like editing that in, so you might not see it, and I apologize. All right, Vinnie Scholes out front, looking to go 2 in a row. Drew Webb is 2nd, and Cole Raymond. How about Jim Vincent left there in the 71, and Angel Gutierrez the top 5. Pace car is going to pull off. 20 laps to go here in the Menards 200 at Toledo. Vinnie Scholes looking to go back-to-back here in the Rowdy Energy Pro Series. Oh, Drew's going to have a chance here. Peeking down to the inside of that 28. A solid jump there for Scholes at the beginning of the run. How about Titan Fury Racing? They haven't had too much of a good run yet this season, I feel like, at least with both of their drivers running up front. Well, Jim Vincent left top 5 here, trying to get around Cole Raymond. Dale Johnson making a move for 5th on Gutierrez.
It's good, solid start from everyone so far. No incidents. I thought I saw maybe a slight bumper hook in the back, but everyone's,
Oh, someone's
Slow
off
on the
the
back.
pace. That's Sammy Cars in the 20. First ever start. And looks like they're going to finish in the last position if we don't end up with another caution. Drew Webb closing in here on Vinny. That 99's going to give her a lot of trouble. Who knows, may end up with lap traffic in this race if the 20 machine ends up being off the pace just a little bit right here. These guys do not have much time left before the end of this race is over. Gutierrez back on Dale Johnson, and that is for 5th. Good run for Gutierrez, trying to rebound after that poor pit stop. Vincent Leff has been all over the back bumper of Raymond right here. I think it's just a matter of time before that 71 moves into the podium position.
I feel like Cole Raymond has a short run car. Car fires off good, but as long run goes on, his 41 car seems to fall back, and top 2 starting to pull a little bit of a gap. We'll see if that continues, or if Drew Webb, obviously Cup Series champion, can tap into some of that and catch the Vinny Schultz. But meanwhile, here comes Vincent left to the inside of Cole Raymond, like you said, is inevitable and gets the job done.
Chris Vincent Leff was an excellent driver in the Sprint Series this year, driving for Titan Fury Racing nearly the entire season as well. Had multiple wins, but has not at all found the same speed here. As a matter of fact, of all the drivers who have made every single race this season in the Pro Series, he is last in points. Only 48 total points on the season, 70 behind our points leader, Vinny Schultz. And that'll actually extend at this rate because Vinny Schultz is leading this race. And now Vincent Leff might be trying to close in here on Drew Webb because that 99 is falling back a little bit. Dale Johnson and Skylar Taylor battling for position right there. Tyree Carmen, hey, your driver here, Travis. Inside the top 10, making a move there for 8th on Tanner Parton. Good run for him there.
Yeah, my car's finally starting to make an appearance, but it's been rough. Some damage. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but very solid so far for the 72. But just looking for some more speed. Meanwhile, back here, some more battles. Looks like the 17 getting by the 4. That's Josh Harmon making the move.
Josh Harmon inside the top 10 now there for Logan Sport. Solid day for Logan Sport, actually. Look for their cars in the top 10. Meanwhile, Vincent Leff and Gutierrez trying to find a way around Drew Webb. I don't know if this 99 has the long run speed. As Vinny's out by a second, it's probably going to take a caution at this point for anyone to get around her. So how about that for Millennium Motorsports? It's going to be their second win of the season. You know, one team we have not seen at all who has had a lot of strength this season is NS Racing. They've been nowhere to be found tonight here at Toledo. It's almost kind of a bit of, well, IRP is probably a little bit more of a home race, but, you know, we're not too far from the home of NS Racing. I know that much. Tough break for all those guys, though. Let's see what they end up doing next week. And, hey, I'm going to mention this now. This may be the last race that I record of this series. Obviously, if you've been in the Discord, you know that bringing in some guys, Caleb Rose especially, going to be running some series on the channel here. More than likely, I'm going to be handing this series off to Caleb to finish out the year. I'll still do the truck series, of course. But excited to see what Caleb can do. And, of course, Caleb going to be running the Haas IndyCar Series next year. Excited to see what he does with that. I'll be running the Indy 250, of course. But welcome, Caleb Rose. And, of course, got Travis, Nathan, Agar Barretto. They're going to be moderators in the server, so they'll be having a little bit of influence as well. And Harishill's going to be making some new graphics for us here in just a few weeks. And we're excited to see all the new stuff that comes to the channel. Excited to bring a lot of great stuff and bring a lot more people on board to help out with it. But either way, this race is all but over. Vinny Schultz with a near 2-second lead with 3.5 laps to go.
Second through third, pretty much under a blanket. It's been a good battle so far, but nobody can get that run to make a move. But like you said, time is ticking, laps are winding down, and Vinny Schultz, pretty much, unless something drastic happens, has got this in the bag.
All she needed was one win, and then, boom.
Oh,
open up the
slow.
door. Those tires are wearing out, and that's why they're really slow into the corner right now. Actually, Skylar Taylor is down the pit lane. Not entirely sure what's up with that. Oh, and Gutierrez is coming down here in the 88. Not sure if they're running out of fuel or what. The white flag is displayed for Vinny Schultz. Man, we can't have a normal race, can we? We got some guys peeling down back in there. But meanwhile, Vinny Schultz is still going to get the win here at Toledo. Drew Webb and the 71. They end up finishing second and third. Cole Raymond and then Tyreek Hartman rounds out the top 5 with Priya McShane. 64 of Stephen Colon finishes 7th. Benny Moore, the 27 of Chad Gronkowski, and the 97 of Harris Alarm Alonso. Not entirely sure what was going on there at the end. They may not have put enough fuel in the tank to make it. But hey, that's all on the strategy, all on the owners. And hey, Travis, both of your guys made it to the end, so you know what you're doing right there. Either way, Vinny Scholes still wins the Menards 200 here at Toledo. Fun race here. Tuesday night. I like these short track standalone races for the Pro Series. They're more fun, I think, than the Speedway races, actually, for these guys. Our next race is going to be at Charlotte on Monday night, next Monday night. But Travis, definitely enjoyed this one with you. Thoughts on this race here at Toledo?
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Obviously, classic short track racing. Sometimes hard to pass, but that's all what short track racing is about. Sometimes you got to use what's in front of you. You got some, and we definitely saw some interesting stuff, whether it be people moving up the hill, and obviously the mid-race break pit strategy, and what took place in the last few laps of people, unfortunately, not doing their strategy correct.
Definitely a unique thing that happened at the end, but I'm glad Vinny Scholes still ended up getting the race victory and was not taken away from him. That's the same thing that happened at Winchester, if you remember that race. But maybe not as drastic here. Hey, Drew Webb finished the second. Jim Benson left. Cole Raymond, Tyreek Hartman, the top 5. And now I'm going to say it right here. I do not know what the future of the series is going to look like. I know I just said that Charlotte's next Monday. I'm not actually 100% sure if that's going to be the case. Like I said, I'm going to be giving Caleb kind of creative control over this series. I'm not sure what he's going to decide to do with it. It'll remain 17 races, but that's really the only guarantee that I have because he might switch the schedule up a little bit. I obviously want him to be ready for next year when we get to the IndyCar series and everything and kind of get his feet wet with this. And I've not had the time to really do this series, and I think with the way the signups have been going, it actually has made it a little difficult. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and give it to Caleb. He can do his thing, and then we continue on with the truck series, of course. But hey, don't worry, guys. You'll still be able to sign up. I'm going to make sure, we probably do the weekly sign up still for it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for the first 7 races of the season. And please welcome Caleb when he starts the series up here next week. Definitely excited to see what he brings to the table here on the channel. And you'll start hearing him call these races. I might be in the booth for a couple of them as the season goes along. But, it's going to be kind of his thing going through the rest of the year. And excited to have some more help here on the channel. Vinny Scholes wins it here at Toledo. Here are the points for the Rowdy Energy Pro Series after 7 races. And we'll see you guys on Friday night. Travis and I are going to call the Charlotte race here right after we're done this one. You guys will see that race on Friday night. The KN200 and the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, congratulations to Vinny Scholes. And I will see you guys later.